Hi everyone, welcome back to Pick It Up and welcome back also to a new episode of the series Dolce Salato, the Italian baking series. Today we will be making another delightful recipe. It's an Italian recipe because we are using olive oil and lemon. And as you know, lemons in Italy are very popular, especially in the region of Campania. I don't know if you've ever been to Naples or, Costiera Amalfitana, Amalfi Coast, Sorrento, Amalfi. They have the most delicious lemons, and that's where they make incredible pizza. They make the very famous limoncello. And in Italy is where, we also have some great olive oil, extra virgin oil. Today we are not using extra virgin oil because for this recipe may be a little bit too heavy and the flavor may overpower the combination of those two ingredients. We still want to taste the lemon for sure, but definitely the oil is going to make this cake very, very moist. So what we need today is obviously a hand mixer. We need a baking pan. I have this one. So the recipe is for a 9-inch baking pan, but I'm doing half recipe as always, because you guys can imagine it's a lot of cakes, every week, and a lot of recipes and a lot to eat. We have to watch that. So I am doing as always half recipe. So I'm using this 6-inch baking pan with a removable bottom. And we need a zester. We need a whisk. And some ingredients. And the ingredients obviously are the main two are lemon and olive oil. And then we are going to use sugar. We are going to use flour, baking powder, baking soda to help to have this cake, to rise and be very moist and fluffy. And then we are going to use eggs, milk, a little bit of salt, and lemon juice and vanilla if you wish. It's not in the recipe, but that's up to you. Lemon and vanilla is definitely a great combination. So that is definitely something that I will go with. So the first thing that we want to do, let me double check before we go ahead. Yeah, so if you are using a bigger pan or whatever, you want to grease the baking pan. You don't have to do it right away, but I like to add a little bit of spray. It's going to help the parchment paper that I use anyway to stick to the bottom, and then you can set it aside while we get ready with the other ingredients. So we want to start first with the dry ingredients. And as I said, we are using all-purpose flour. We're going to add a little bit of baking soda and baking powder. The reason is that because we are using olive oil, we need something that is a little bit more powerful to have the cake to rise. So baking soda may not be enough. We have lemon juice as acidic component, so baking soda usually is enough. You want to add baking soda, which is an alkaline, to lemon juice, which is acidic component, so that what combined together have a reaction and make the cake super fluffy. But because we are using olive oil today, we also need something that helps that a little bit more, so we also use baking powder, so don't miss those two ingredients. So here again we have a baking powder and baking soda. We are going to add a little bit of salt. It's a very simple recipe, this one. It's what we call one bowl method, because this was made many years ago when we didn't have all these tools and this knowledge about baking science, so things were much simple, so we want to keep it simple now as well, right? So we mix together those dry ingredients. We're gonna set it aside while we go ahead with the wet ingredients, but we want to start first by zesting the lemon. You can zest the lemon after, but I always like to zest the lemon first, because all the oil that is in the lemon, you want this oil to be mixed with the sugar. Sorry guys, to be mixed with the sugar, just enhances the flavor of the lemon. So you're gonna zest the lemon here. I'm only doing one because, as I said, I am making half recipe, but obviously if you go with the full recipe here, I mean, you will need 2 lemons. Don't be shy with the amount of lemon zest, because this is the most important ingredient on top of beside the olive oil, and you want your cake to really taste lemon and to have this delicious citrusy flavor. And of course, by the way, you can also use orange zest if that's something that you like. That is totally something you can do, will not affect the recipe. So it's just about the flavor that you are adding. So yes, you can totally go with orange zest as well. Can you guys can tell me in the meantime, where are you watching from? And you can say hi. Hi, Dina. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Dina. And as always, the recipe, the link of the recipe is in the description box below. The recipe is available on the website. Today I was a little bit behind with everything, so I just literally just posted. So it's on the website right now for you to download. Okay, and at this point we are going to add, the oil. And we are going to mix those 2 ingredients together. And we are also, so the oil goes all in once. And we are going to add also the eggs. My eggs are in here. Okay, and then with a hand mixer, we want to mix those eggs until we reach a pretty good consistency. It doesn't have to be necessarily super light and fluffy, because as I said, it's still some kind of the olive oil is still quite heavy. So, and this time I have my super mixer, because the other one, the KitchenAid, is very slow. So it shouldn't take much. And in the meantime, if you guys have any questions, you're more than welcome to go ahead. Okay, this is enough. Just scrub the bowl, of course, always. It smells very good already. Oh wow. Again, they don't have to be necessarily super light and fluffy or at the ribbon stage. Definitely they have to turn into a lighter color. As you can see, even though the olive oil is a little bit heavy, it's still mixing very well and incorporating some air, because this is what we do. And now, time to add the lemon juice. And this is what is going to activate the baking soda. Without an acidic component, the baking soda does not activate. So this is the reason why you need to know what is the difference between baking soda and baking powder. Baking soda doesn't do anything if you don't add the acidic component. We're going to add vanilla extract. Just go with a good one. And the next ingredients are going to be the dry ingredients. So we have here, as I said, farina, speaking Italian. Here I have flour, as I said, baking soda and baking powder. And we're gonna add half. And very gently, at low speed, you want to combine those two ingredients together. Next one is gonna be wet ingredients. The last wet ingredient is gonna be milk. All in once. It truly smells fantastic already. And now I'm gonna add the last half, the second half of dry ingredients by hand. And the second half of the dry ingredients and final one. And very gently and slowly you are going to fold those ingredients together. And in the meantime, I want to remind you about the next workshop available. The next workshop live on YouTube will be on Wednesday. Dolce Salato series. Again, we will be making strawberry panna cotta. Don't miss that one because that is gonna be also so good. I have already the recipe for the classic panna cotta on my channel, so you can go and watch that. And if you are looking for the previous one, they're also part of Dolce Salato series, so you can find all the other recipes, the other videos on Dolce Salato playlist. And yeah, last week we made pignoli, almond cookies covered coated with pine nuts, toasted pine nuts, something to die for. So this is ready. This is the baking pan with the removable bottom. I spray a little bit of non-stick spray. I added some parchment paper. Always helps to release just in case. And then we're gonna add this beautiful butter here in the pan. This is going to rise, but not really too much. So whatever, I'm not gonna add it all because this is a little bit too much for this pan. And I'm going to bake this one in another pan or some muffins. That's also going to be great. And then just like this, you bake it at 325 to 150 degrees Fahrenheit, depending on your oven, for about 30-35 minutes. Again, 30-40 minutes, depending on your oven. So you make sure that you keep an eye on it. I'm going to place this one in the refrigerator because I'm not going to bake it right away. If I turn the oven now, I'm going to melt literally. It's so hot in here. What I'm going to do, and I'm going to place this one too in the refrigerator. What I am going to do right now, it's a little bit of lemon glaze. I have some icing sugar here. I'm gonna add a little bit of milk. So just add a little bit at the time. I don't really have a recipe for this because it's really, I mean, again, it really depends on your taste. It depends on the consistency that you like. This is ready. This is it. I like this kind of thick consistency. And if you guys are ready, I'm gonna show you the cake. And here it is. See how beautiful and fluffy this is. It smells fantastic. You can add a little bit of icing sugar on top, which is actually what we are going to do. Add them moment I don't have my little sifter. I only have the big one. But okay, you add a little bit of icing sugar on top because it's always beautiful to watch. If you have some lemon, you can totally do that. I like to just do a little bit, not too much. A new workshop in person has just been posted. There is a Mother's Day cake decorating class. Go on the website, the link is in the description below, bakeitup.ca, and you will see, oh, this is so moist and beautiful, and you will see all the informations. So the class is going to be in Oakville. I hope you guys, if you are in the area, are going to join me. I will love to see you there. We're going to make a 4-layer chocolate cakes, heart-shaped. We're gonna make buttercream together. I'm gonna teach you and show you how to do some piping with the buttercream. So chocolate recipe, chocolate cake recipe, Swiss buttermeringue recipe, all the tips and tricks to do beautiful decoration. So I hope you can join me. Again, everything is on my website. All right, you guys, look at this gorgeous cake. See how soft and fluffy it is? We're gonna add a little bit of icing as well to add some sweetness. And I'm gonna add a little bit of lemon zest. It's gonna give some extra color. There it is. Oh my God, look at this. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, guys. Look at this masterpiece. And I'll show you how soft this is. And can I get some likes? Oh, look at that. Okay, I'm not gonna have all this big piece, but it's literally melting in my mouth. Okay, guys, so I guess this is it for this class today. As you can see, this was very quick, about 25 minutes. The recipe is in the description box below. The link is in the description box below. You can download the recipe. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you next week for strawberry panna cotta. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is the only thing I'm asking. And I'll see you next week. Baci! Ciao a tutti!